Good evening. My name is Emma McVeigh. Now, let me ask you all a question. What's in your glass? That's right, you heard me. What's in your glass at this very moment? Is it water, soda, apple juice, lemonade, a Starbucks drink? Or is it alcohol? Or do you not remember what you just had to drink? Now, let me tell you all this. Addiction is a problem that goes way back, way back to the Nixon administration. And because of the Nixon administration, he had passed a policy called the War on Drugs, and it is now still a present policy that's failing to this day. Now, here's what we can do to end and prevent the increasing rise of addiction in America today. So I told you all when I first started my speech, what's in your glass? And that, I'm afraid to tell you, is what relates to addiction in America right here, right now. So, as I also said prior, the Nixon administration had failed to stop addiction with him passing the War on Drugs 50-something years ago, and it's still currently a failing policy in America. And you're probably wondering, why do we keep spending money on a failing policy that is continuing to impact both the economy and also impacting the rising addiction crisis in America? Well, I have a few ideas, but first, yes, people do drink. But if there were to be a limit on how much alcohol you can drink within a night at a bar, restaurant, you name it, there would be less drunk driving incidents and accidents, less felonies, misdemeanors being given out state to state. And because of this, for 50 years, Nixon established the War on Drugs, and it's been an ongoing failure because we, as a government and state government-wise, we have not done anything to intervene with this ongoing failure of a policy. And let me just say this. All drugs are addictive. That's why we need to have laws implemented for those that are addicted to drugs. So the importance of this means that there will be lower statistic rates for those that are struggling with addiction, and the lower the drug rates are, the better it is for us in America. And with that being said, and as I said earlier, addiction is at an all-time high, and there should be other laws establishing punishments for addiction or even help. And there should be actions for those abusing, whether it's prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, or even alcohol. There should be punishments or actions, consequences, even help for those that are struggling with addiction. So, with that being said, state and federal officials should establish laws for states that have laws and other restrictions for usage of drugs, especially illicit drugs such as cocaine, heroin, marijuana, you name it. And the plan that will be needed would be establishing new laws and enforcing them to be strict and stern, so that the statistics for addiction will be at an all-time low and not at an all-time high as it is right now. And this will work because newer laws that we have now will put a ban and an end to laws that were made 50-something years ago in the 70s. And the only problem we would have would be refusal from law enforcement and government officials from states, because it would be not only a federal problem but also a state problem. And my plan will work because the laws that I've mentioned, such as what I'm mentioning now, having more rehabilitation programs and plans for people, limiting people from drinking X amount of drinks at night, preventing all these accidents from happening. These laws can help America be less addicted to addiction even. And because of that, because of the lower addiction rates that America would have with these laws, it would be better. Today, I've spoken with you guys the issues of addiction in America and why it's getting out of hand. And I'm just going to say this short and sweet. Addiction should be put to an end in America once and for all. Addiction is at an all-time high, and there should be laws establishing punishments for addiction and actions for those abusing prescription drugs, over-the-counter, alcohol, etc. It needs to be stopped, and you can do that by emailing, messaging, calling your local state governor saying, I want to help put an end to addiction. And let me ask you all one last time, what is in your glass right here, right now? What do you see in your glass right now? So please support me and stop this end of addiction in America from becoming increasingly higher. And thank you for inviting me to speak today on my views of addiction.